And welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Inner Geekdom podcast. And this week, I remembered to turn the sound on when we started. For anyone that was watching last week for the first about minute
Microphone
there. Improvements, you know.
That was funny.
Jared's using the correct microphone this week, so we're doing better. But yeah, as for anybody that if this is your first time, we're the Inner Geekdom podcast, you know. I bring the geek and Jared brings the dumb. And so...
and I'm just here to look pretty.
What? Now, we talk about a bunch of nerdy stuff. So we're going to talk about a few fun things. We'll start out today with, of course, the weekend What to Watch, where we'll tell you cool things that are going to be coming out this weekend. And we have a special episode this week where not only do we have a guest, our first guest on this, but it's also time to talk video games this week, everyone. Summer Games Fest. So who better to bring in here than somebody that literally makes his own games on the weekly? So... we'll go ahead and do our little circle around. We'll save our guest, letting him introduce himself at the end. We'll start up with though Shorty up to the left of me. Shorty, why don't you go ahead and give yourself your shout outs for this week of where people can find you, anything you want to give a shout out to?
Cool. Shorty Mafia. You can find me on Twitch at Shorty Mafia, and soon you'll be able to find clips and reels on YouTube. I'm still in the process of setting that up. And then I don't have any shows going on right now with the exception of this one. So it's really about it for now.
Yeah, for now. Yeah.
For now.
All right, so we are going to throw it on down to J-Rod.
Hello, I'm J-Rod. You can find me on...
You're trying so hard.
J-Rod _live on TikTok, right? And then RP _J-Rod on Twitch.
Yeah.
I was waiting for
You can find me on there. I'm a musician. I'm a idiot, and I'm here to entertain you.
Yeah.
Next.
At least two or three of those.
All right. Well, and of course, I'm Rune. I'm the host. Find me here playing games on Inner Geekdom and also hosting this. And of course, over on Artificer Alley. Speaking of which, we've got like the owner of Artificer Alley tonight. Let's go throw it over to Benifer.
Everybody, how y'all doing, man? Guys, thank you guys for having me. This is only like the second time I've been on the Inner Geekdom, I think, dude.
Oh yeah, because you were on the Power Ranger one.
I was. So, dude, thank you guys for having me. Yeah, my name's Ben. I am one of the game masters with Artificer Alley. You can usually find me over there currently on Wednesday nights, running a campaign that we're calling Iados Tamers, all to promote the release of my new web serial that launched this week. You can find it on Royal Road. Just Google Iados Tamers, Royal Road. You'll come right up. But yeah, it's going awesome. Hope you guys check it out. Thank you guys for having me. Yeah, we'll be talking about that more as we get into this, guys. Thank you.
Yes, sir. And
Right.
so
welcome to the show, Ben.
Yeah,
Thank you,
welcome,
guys.
Ben.
Thank you.
It's good to see you. It's like I never see you anymore, man. Except for like almost like a few times a week. It feels like.
Listen, I don't at all since I'm not on the Power Ranger show anymore.
Oh yeah,
Shorty,
because you are not. We did wrap the Power Rangers shows. If anyone's into Power Rangers, be sure to go and go look back at the Power Rangers campaign. I was actually a player in that one.
Yes, yeah, it went well. I had a great time, guys.
It
was a blast.
It was a fun one. All right, so it's about that time of week again, everyone, where we're going to be talking about the weekend What to Watch, what you should be watching and possibly playing, maybe even reading if we're feeling that kind of a mood that week over the weekend. And well, let's just get started out with a repeat of last week, because get over it, it's the new season is starting of House of the Dragon. Yes, I'm bringing it up again because I told you last week to watch season 1. Did you do it yet? Did you get through it? Go and watch it, because this Sunday, after the episode premiere for season 2, 30 minutes later, we will be going live here on Inner Geekdom to start our weekly Hot D podcast. That's House of the Dragon, perverts. So, going into that one, let's go around. Do we got any Game of Thrones fans? Any Hot D fans? How do you guys feel about this series so far?
Yeah, same statement as last week for me. Still have next to no interest in it, to be honest.
What a wiener, what a
I'm going to read the
wiener, what a
books.
wiener, what a
I'm going to
wiener.
read the books, but I just don't have the time to sit down and watch things really.
The
right
books
now.
are good, and the Audible actually has a really good recording as well if you prefer that to get through there. But the thing that's interesting with House of the Dragon, though, is it's not part of the normal books. This was more of a history book that the author had put out. So the way that the series has come out plays a lot differently than how you might have read it before. So I definitely recommend it. How about you, Ben? I don't think I've ever talked to you about Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon. Do you have any interest in either of those series? Do you not
Game
have
of Thrones,
time?
yeah. I was like everybody else, pretty disappointed with how the series ended.
That's totally fair.
But yeah, like I didn't follow it. Like I wasn't there for every premiere.
Okay.
I was as Game of Thrones was doing its thing. I was going to school full time, working full time, had no time to write or do anything. So
Yeah. Well,
I pretty much just heard from my wife going, "Yeah, this was horrible." Between her and my friends, it was.
Well, if I were to try and persuade you to House of the Dragon, though, I would say it's only one season so far. It's much more compact, so you're having far less family lineages you're having to keep track of because there's so many crazy stories in Game of Thrones that shoot many different directions. This is a much more compact series, and it's it's not bad yet like the last few seasons of Game of Thrones were.
Right, like all you had to tell me was that Matt Smith is in it, and I'm sold.
Oh, yeah. Matt Smith is so good in this. But honestly, Patty, the guy that plays the king at the start of the series, he's who really steals the show in the first season for at least the first half, in all honesty. Phenomenal acting. J-Rod, I believe that you are a Game of Thrones guy, but haven't started this one yet, have you?
That's correct. I
That
haven't
is-
started this one.
That you have not started this one.
That's correct.
So are you planning on starting this one and jumping in with this, or?
That's correct.
Oh. So going into this, do you have any expectations for watching season 1?
That's correct.
Oh, okay. That's perfect then.
That's correct.
Oh, really? Are you just trying to sound intelligent right now?
That's correct.
You can't look and sound it, I guess.
Oh, right. So, well,
Oh.
do you have anything that you would like to add before we move on to the next topic?
Oh, no. I'm good. I'm gonna
Okay.
try to get around to watching it. I don't think I'll be in time for your first show or
No.
anything, but
Yeah, plenty of time if you want to jump in week 2 or 3. We'll be happy to have you whenever you get around to it. No,
I'll probably start watching it once the show is concluded.
Yeah, once we're not making any content about it anymore.
That's correct.
Okay, so I have one more recommendation this week before we go on to some things that you guys are recommending, and that is actually, weirdly enough, a YouTube channel that I am recommending. This one is called Tokushoutsu. This is the best way, honestly, to watch a lot of the different Toku series, such as your Godzilla movies, your Super Sentai Power Rangers, Kamen Rider. They even have a lot of random stuff on there, like the show Reboot, for anyone that remembers that. And it's really difficult to get a lot of these shows in English in high quality. So it's nice that the company that actually has the distribution is putting them out there for anybody to watch. Even the last season of Kamen Rider Geats, which I highly, highly, highly recommend. Or if you just feel like going and watching some of the old Godzilla movies, which I like to put on in the background sometimes, it's great because it's free. It's on YouTube. I'll throw it over to Ben first because you actually probably watched some of this. What's your experience so far with Tokushoutsu?
Tokushoutsu, not only do they have a YouTube channel, they also have a channel on Pluto TV.
Mhm.
So if you are broke like me and Pluto TV is free, you can actually find their regular channel where they just throw stuff on the regular every week and change up the schedule. It's pretty cool. Like usually if they'll plug a series on the Pluto TV channel, they will usually spam through an entire series in a couple of days. It's pretty cool.
It is fun.
So that's how I got to check out Kamen Rider 01 before I even realized it was a thing.
Oh, 01 is so good.
01 is good. They have at least the past. I know they have the past 10 years of Ultraman, and I know on the app and on the channel they even have everything back to Ultraman from the beginning, like even from when it was like a procedural or like a supernatural procedural. It was wild. So yeah, it's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
And I absolutely disagree. I would love to see it.
I will say, since you do have a lot of experience when it comes with Toku series, is there one that you would recommend to people watching that might be like, well, I've never dived into it, but I was a Power Ranger fan growing up, maybe, or Godzilla fan as a kid?
Well, yes, but unfortunately, it will not be on Tokusatsu.
Oh no! Which one?
It's a South Korean production. It came out a couple of years ago called Armored Saurus, which is basically Iron Man meets Power Rangers meets living dinosaurs.
You have showed me this, yeah.
What happens when you give a T-Rex Iron Man armor? Go watch Armored Saurus. That's the show.
Yeah,
that's it.
It is fun. It is fun. Is that one on YouTube as well? I believe
they have a lot of clips and a lot of episodes showing on YouTube.
Right.
The government is funding this stuff.
Of course.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Space Forces, ain't that right, Shorty? Ain't that how it goes?
No.
But yeah, like
That's not what the Space Force does.
Yeah, Dinosaur Iron Man. Yeah, like that's sold.
Okay.
Like it's good stuff.
So I'll throw it over to both of you guys. I'll give it to Shorty and J-Rod. I don't think that this is really your normal appeal, unless you're just wanting to go back and maybe watch some old school Godzilla. Does this channel really ring any bells for you?
That is correct.
All right,
The whole spiel, the entire.
So Shorty, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm definitely gonna check it out because I have seen some of Ultraman.
Yeah.
And it does interest me, but I've never watched it in its entirety.
Oh, well, then I highly suggest checking out Ultraman Blazar, which is also on YouTube, dubbed in English, with none other than Johnny Young Bosch doing the main character's voice.
Ultraman Blazar.
No, that would be my favorite Toku character ever.
Toku.
Toku and pass it to the left, buddy.
But yeah, I have their YouTube channel up right now, and I'm just going through all the different playlists and videos. It looks like they have a decent amount of content for me to scroll through. So
yeah. I do like companies that are doing that, like taking older shows and just throwing them on there, because they're gonna get revenue from the ads that run on it. So why not? But yeah, I do believe that none other than Mr. That is correct has a recommendation for this week. Hey, J-Rod, what's your recommendation for people this week?
So my weekend what to watch is a whodunit mystery thrill ride.
Ooh, they put out one of those recently?
None of you will want to miss this. And it's so good. So basically, this guy gets framed, and it's like mixed animation and live action.
Oh.
And yeah,
like
so he
Space
basically
Jam.
gets framed, and so he's trying, much like Space Jam, yeah, and he's trying to solve the mystery of who done it, but he's the target of like
Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It is Who Framed Roger. How'd you know? Have you seen it?
I love that movie.
You're never gonna recommend anything new, are you?
On sidebar, that was the first ever movie mixing animation and live action
That's
to
not-
ever be released.
No, that's not true. You got like Mary Poppins and stuff.
No, so full animation meets live action. That was the first.
No, you got Bed Knobs and Broomsticks and
Yeah.
Mary Poppins and all that stuff.
No, something. I'm about to look because I was watching a news.
Look it up!
A news article. I'm about to.
Well,
was it,
history.
CNN? Jeez.
No.
You must have heard that from the fake news media.
It was a TikTok reel. Like it was.
I'm gonna
it was
put Hillary in the dip.
Did Hillary tell you about this? She is wrong. She's a liar. She doesn't even watch cartoons.
You remember me, Hunter, when I killed your brother?
Oh
talked
no! This is the new murder mystery. Oh man. Oh man.
I mean, you don't gotta Google that Mary Poppins existed before Roger Rabbit. I was
Yeah,
alive
it most
when-
definitely
when
did.
When Roger Rabbit came out, and Mary Poppins was, I think, came out before I was born, or right around.
Well,
that
you're
time.
gonna have to take a hiatus on looking that one up anyway, Shorty, because it's time for you to talk about anime.
Well, I can do both.
Oh,
That is
So,
correct.
My anime
multifaceted.
recommendation for this week
Uh-huh.
for what to watch is called The New Gate. It is an isekai and an isekai.
I hate you. You do this just to torture me every week. You and J-Rod both. I can't give none of y'all an assignment.
So this one, it's sort of like SAO, where they're in a kill game. They're stuck in the video game, and this dude beats it to release everybody. So
Beats it?
he beats the game.
Oh.
He beats the final boss, and all the players are able to go back to the real world except for him. He gets stuck, and he is then reborn in an actual world based off that game, where everybody who died in the video game was reincarnated into this world. And it's really interesting because it's just a bunch of fighting. And he was a PKer. For the people who don't know a lot about video games, it means player killer. But the twist is, in a kill game that affects real life, when you kill somebody in the game, you kill them in real life. They are dead. Yeah. And he went on a spree and killed hundreds of people, and all those people were reborn into the new game. And so now he has to cope with all of that and to find his ex-lover who was killed by a PKer, which is why he went on the killing spree.
I'll be in there with hacks so fast.
I don't think you're ever going to find one of these that Jared's going to be interested in. Maybe the uncle one that's on Netflix, because that's fucking hilarious.
No, you know what? I will say this. I might watch it after Roger Rabbit is over. So that's something to fall asleep to.
So I think the reason why Jay might like it is because it is a bunch of fighting.
Yeah.
There's not much romance. There's not a lot of cliche stuff.
I like romance.
It is.
No, you just like fighting. He said it. It's real now.
It's literally just a lot of battling and finding old friends that he thought were dead, and then more battling.
Okay.
It's being released on Crunchyroll.
So we are running a little bit long toothed on this segment. So I do want to pass this over, unless either of you have anything you want to quickly put in about that anime. Because
send me that one. I might watch it. I'll drop all the BS.
I gotcha.
You send me the link, brother. I'll watch it.
Okay, so tune in next week while Jared tells us how he feels about the first 3 episodes of this generic sounding fucking anime.
That's correct.
All right, so now we're going to pass it over to our guest so he can go and give the real shout outs of what you should be reading and probably watching if you want to go back and watch something else that came out this week. Pass it over to you, Bennifer.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for the nickname. So the first thing you all need to be watching is called The Enchanted Drawing. It was the first film that came out in 1900s. That was the first animation film sequence.
Oh, snap!
I got you back, Shorty. I got you back. Second, y'all need to go check out Eidos Tamers. Episode 1 is on our Artificer Rally Twitch, Artificer Rally YouTube. It's basically the story of the web serial in a different part of the world as the world ends.
Yeah.
So it's kind of fun. If y'all like to read, I'm a reader. That's why I didn't get to watch Game of Thrones or don't watch House of the Dragon. Please read this. It's awesome. There's some awesome authors who are networking with us to help promote this this month and next month. Check out Ultimate Level 1 by Sean Wilson. Sean is an awesome author who got his break last year between Rise of the Last Dragon Rise of the Last Dragon Rider, Ultimate Level 1, and he has a new Viking Isekai story that just went live on Royal Road. It's really cool. His stuff's going great. Troy Osgood, The Connected System, book 3, chapters for book 3 just dropped this week, so be sure to check it out. And a local shout out, actually. A friend of ours, his name's Andrew Bigford, published his debut novel last month. It's called The Progenitor's Burden, Legacy of Rebirth. You can find it on Amazon. It's pretty cool. Be sure to check it out. But yeah, that's all the shout outs I have this week for people doing all the stuff with us. It's been pretty cool.
I feel like I'm going to pass this down to J-Rod. J-Rod, you're really good at knowing the right type of questions to ask somebody to highlight a series. Do you have any questions for Ben about his new series?
So is this the one that you're writing?
Yes.
Eidos Tamers.
So yeah.
Eidos
So can
Tamers.
Well, first and foremost, how do you spell Eidos Tamer?
Duck.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there it is.
I see.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's gonna hurt your neck doing that.
And I was trying to spell. I'm sorry.
You need if you're going to use a background to advertise, you should have it smaller in the corner, right behind, so your face don't block it.
No, I
You
can
spend all
hardly
that.
see this anyway.
You spend all that money on a sweet logo. You go cover it up with that face.
He's using the book cover is what it is.
Oh, okay.
Secondly, shout out to Bella Gall, intern at Artificer Alley, who did this awesome cover art.
It is really cool art.
So EIDOS Tamers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So check out his book. So, what would you say to somebody who isn't really like, they like to read, but they don't necessarily read that type of literature? Like, what's your selling point to get them into that outside of traditional nonfiction?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Or fiction, I mean, traditional fiction.
Yeah.
Well, imagine Monster Hunter meets Pokemon meets Mad Max. And it's the end of the world. Monsters are destroying everything. Gotta catch them all to survive.
Well, what makes a lit RPG different than just typical fiction?
Okay, well, lit RPG is basically, it's a very niche genre of fiction. Still fantasy, still sci-fi, even hits some isekai tropes that Shorty loves. Basically a system, a gamified system takes over the world in some way, shape, or form, whether it be the actual world, you get ported to a world that has this already in place, or even virtual reality settings, whatever. It has statistics, classes, and numbers go up. And as you read this story, you get to see how these people learn these skills, get these classes, and have to try to survive in a gamified version of reality.
So it's basically a fantasy book with stats.
Yes.
I like that. I've always been a fan of a series that's got like maps and like a glossary of like different, like terms and stuff in a series. I enjoy
It's got math and reading in it.
Math and reading. Everybody's favorites.
So I know you've probably already covered this, but just in a very slow way, explain where they go to find this information. Where do they go to sign up and read this?
You can go to www.royalroad.com. I will actually share it in the chat to hook people up with that.
I don't think people put www on anything anymore. World Wide Web.
Boomers like us, that's who does it.
Yeah.
Dude,
World Wide Web isn't needed anymore.
Why you gotta call me out like that, dude?
It's a
What the hell?
lot cooler when you say it with what you really like. Who says www? No, you have to say it like, if you say it like it's a wrestling thing, it's like we put www dot. Like that makes it where you want to put it there. But if
The
you're just
cream
like
always raises.
it raises to the top.
You don't hear how I talk anyway. Like my balls don't go that low. So yeah, royalroad.com. Iados Tamers, an apocalyptic lit RPG adventure. Check it out. If you like it, Patreon launches next week. You can get some extra stuff there. It'd be great to have your support. Helps us out. It'll help us keep doing stuff like this and everything.
Is there like a gifting option where you have like a code that you can buy on there to gift to somebody?
Now, Royal Road, you can actually read these chapters for free. That's the freemium. If you want to get chapters that haven't been released yet, say 15 extra chapters that are not already out, you can go to Patreon, join for $10 a month, and get advanced chapters. My hope is once we launch Patreon next week to do a subscription drive so that for every 10 to 20 subscribers we get, I can increase the number of advanced chapters from 15 to 16 to 17 to so on and so forth.
So is the goal to turn this into like a actual physical book?
Yes, absolutely. So web serials are different from novels in that they are more like comics. They're designed to go forever. The story goes forever.
Okay.
And so there are whole serials that have took off. They'll cut the serial up and release it for Amazon Kindle releases, but they're 10, 15, 20 books in and still going.
So if you want a never-ending relationship with the Mind of Ben and royalroad.com, Eidos Tamers, you go to royalroad.com, you check it out for the cost of a coffee these days. You can support his work and put him in a position to make even more content and possibly one day release the physical book. So like this guy's got goals, and a lot of times people want to support something and support art and things like that. Go check it out, royalroad.com.
Yep. And if you want to support him even more, actually, and you are enjoying the Ido series, make sure that you're going over to Artificer Alley on Wednesdays. You got started at 7 instead of 8. You're starting our first 3-hour tabletop campaigns that we've been doing, because we've been keeping to a 2-hour format. So if you do want to, maybe you're not into reading, or maybe you just can't get enough of the series and you want to listen to something or watch something, they do have that series going on over there. I actually produced that one. It's a good time.
It's a lot of fun. Come say hey and chat. We're actually doing a giveaway in Artificer Alley's channel. I know some of the guys here play the Fallout campaign on Mondays. We actually managed to get a Steam key for Telspire software.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So we can actually give that Steam key away for people who subscribe to Artificer Alley this month. So at the end of the month, we'll do the drawing. We'll shoot you the Steam key. Just a way to say thank you.
And I will say that the chat in particular on the Eidos campaign is particularly awesome. So make sure that you're going there live, because we pretty much try and see if we can make them break the whole time in the chat.
They do.
Hey, on a side note, though, we were both wrong about the animated one. Disney came out with one in 1945 called The Three Caballeros.
I know the Three Caballeros.
That was the first one.
Nope, mine was in 1900.
Are you talking about the what the hell was it called?
The Enchanted Drawing.
I know what he's talking about.
On Google for it.
The Enchanted Drawing. I know what he's talking about. I took courses on this. Yeah. All right. So, but that covers everything for our weekend What to Watch. I hope that you all found something that you would like to watch this weekend.
Yeah, go watch Roger Rabbit
This weekend.
Please. All right.
Come on, Eddie. What's the movie?
Count the Enchanted Drawing. What the fuck is this shit?
Wait, did you just look up the Enchanted Donkey?
Drawing.
No, do not watch the Donkey Show.
I remember your brother, Eddie.
Yeah,
Much more handsome
2
and
minutes long.
sober fellow.
All right. So,
Awesome.
do you guys know what's going to be happening this weekend? Because I do. Time to talk about some video games. Summer Game Fest comes this weekend, starting actually on Friday. So, there's a lot, and it's not just Summer Game Fest. There's a lot of different companies that are releasing all of their information pretty much over the next weekend. We had some from PlayStation last weekend, but it is time for everyone to start getting hyped over all the video games that are getting ready to come out, or at least be revealed. There's a lot of rumors. We're going to talk about what we've heard, what we're hopeful for, just anything related to, pretty much the video games that are coming out in the future. And I think that, I'll shoot it down to J-Rod at first, because we talked about a few of these earlier, and I haven't started out with you yet today. So what are some games that you are looking forward to that might be getting some information this weekend?
Well, I'm hoping that Bethesda will have some kind of announcement about a next-gen update to one of their games, possibly like a remake, something along those lines. I'm not holding my breath for that.
Like
a
new
the one
Skyrim?
I'm looking forward to, maybe not a new Skyrim.
Oh, okay.
Because they've done that enough times. So I'm talking about maybe like a next-gen remake of Fallout 3 or New Vegas.
New Vegas would be my hope.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, but the other thing is on July 12th, apparently, my birthday, they're supposed to be coming out with NCAA football. Baby, it's back.
It is.
All the teams, all the fanfare, it's coming back. Right? So that's going on. But also in other sports news, 2K, possibly 2K Sports, but maybe just 2K Take-Two Interactive.
Yeah.
They're looking at bringing out some kind of big announcement during this. So it could be that they're going to be making a sports game. They said it's bringing back a old license that they used to have. So it could be that, or it could be, wait for it, Borderlands. We could possibly have a bing bang boom announcement about a new Borderlands
They
title.
could.
So
That'd be nice.
Well, we know
keep
they're
your
working
eyes
on one.
Yeah.
and your ears open for that.
Mm.
What does everybody think?
So I do think that it would be a really smart time to reveal a new Borderlands, because we do have the Borderlands movie coming out later this year. So even if it's just a teaser trailer with no gameplay, I think that it's a really good time to at least get the hype train started for it, because they have been working on that project for quite some time. As for the sports games, not my thing. I think that it sounds cool. We talked about like the progression of potentially going from like college, to pro, and all of like that progression of character.
Yeah, so on the old NCAA games, the thing that I really liked, so if you have Madden and you had the EA NCAA game, when you got done with your 4 years of playing as a certain team or a group of players, or if you're playing as like the quarterback or the running back, when you get to the end of your college career, you could export that draft class and then import it into Madden and use your player that you used in college in the pros.
That's cool.
I love that progression. You do not see that like through series a whole lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing if that's going to happen. Not because I want to play it, but just because I know that it would be something that you and a few other people I know would really enjoy. How are you guys on the sports games? Are you or Borderlands? Either of these ticking your box?
Borderlands is super big for me. I love Borderlands. Sports not so much. I never got into the 2K, the Madden. Just was never up my alley. The only sports I ever did was cross country or track. So like contact sports were never my type thing.
That's fair. What about you, Ben?
I played a lot of the sports games growing up. So one thing I'm curious about is, are they going to have a dynasty mode for if you want to play on the coach's side?
Okay.
Get a team, build it. Do you guys remember dynasty mode? Do you remember dynasty mode, J-Rod? Where you can actually go in.
They still got it. Yeah, you have to be the owner. Yeah.
Are they now? If I remember correctly, did they do something like that in some of the NCAA games?
Yeah, you could even make your own school and like design the stadium for it and the logo and all that stuff.
So
it seems like over the years the EA sports games they don't add as many features as they get rid of. Right, so it seems like you're getting a less of a game every single year these things come out. So I'm a little skeptic on if it's going to be that good. Fair. Because is it going to leave me wanting to just go buy a PS2 and buy one of the old NCAA sports games?
Yeah, that's the only reason why I know anything about it. My best friend, dudes like that. He was like, "Give me an older console, give me the older NCAA, so I can do more with it, have more fun with it." So that's the only reason why I know anything about it.
Yeah, have fun with those loading screens, though. That's the thing that I tell you about.
Yeah,
oh, absolutely. Yeah,
but if you wait a year for some of those games, they go from a $60 game to a $4 game in a bin somewhere.
That's true, because because you had that yearly circulation. Yeah.
Yep.
So
that's the other big difference is back in the day, and I'll try to keep this short. Back in the day, you would have it would just have their like number on a jersey, and the names would be auto generated. I think this time they're actually going to, for at least the big teams, they're going to have actual players that are on those teams be in this one.
Yeah, because they actually passed that players can actually earn revenue on their likeness. So it's because that's literally why NCAA stopped being produced. Was because of that whole mess. So now that it's coming back, it's going to be interesting to see how professional college athletes do with this. It's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah.
It's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Well, so J-Rod, do you have any more games that you would like to give a shout out to before we move on to Shorty?
I just think that there could be a lot of announcements of stuff that we've already been announced, and it's probably just going to be additional information. And I'm excited about so many things that I can't even mention. There's a lot of good like open world RPG type stuff going on, and so just watch it, and then we're gonna be back here next week with a little bit of reactions and stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna be the hype train next week. It's just gonna be nothing but hype for a full hour. Like we might even have to skip the week and what to watch if there's too much stuff.
It's going to be the clips for that.
It's gonna be like a 30-second weekend what to watch. I'm just gonna be like, okay, watch this. Oh my god, the games! All right, so we're gonna pass it over to Shorty. Do you have any games that you're anticipating, or would even like to just hopefully hear about with all of these announcements coming in?
Things that I'm looking forward to is I'm hoping for a new update on Fable.
Oh, same.
Fable 2 is probably one of my favorite games growing up. From the snippets and trailers they've put out for it, I'm really excited for this one. But no gameplay has been put out. They've
whatsoever.
only done, like the skits.
They literally dropped a teaser and haven't told us anything in 3 or 4 years now?
Well, they did. That's the second thing I'm going to bring up is I want more news on the new Elder Scrolls game.
They did the same thing to
been,
us.
It's been fucking like what?
Well, now they're
9
being pretty
years?
transparent about it.
Yeah.
That trailer came out like 4 or 5 years ago, and like it was just like Elder Scrolls. So I'm thinking like, okay, 2 or 3 years, we'll probably have a new Elder Scrolls game.
It's been
Now,
like
they're talking about
more.
it's going to be at least 27 before that comes out, is what they're trying to say.
I would like an update.
Yeah. It was something.
Some trailers, something. Not just
Even just like of some of the
panoramic view.
development that they're doing. I would be happy to see some stills or some hints at what direction they're going.
Like who's all on the team would be nice.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're still making money on Skyrim, dude.
Yeah, they haven't released it on Apple Watch yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
it's on everything.
Yeah, my
else.
refrigerator has Skyrim on it.
Oh.
My Alexa has Skyrim. I play it.
It
not
does
even
actually.
joking.
It does.
I
I
have it
remember
set up
that
in my
prank.
living
It was an
room.
April Fool. It was like an announcement at one of the things.
Yep, and it works. I do it when I cook.
It is funny. It
But-
is funny to do.
And then the last one I'm looking forward to is I'm hoping for news on the new Doom game.
Ooh, yes. The
Those are
medieval
3 things I'm
one.
looking for.
Well,
Yep.
that's thing is that Bethesda is supposed to have a big announcement during this.
Yeah.
And people think it's going to be a new Doom. That's what they think
Yeah.
it's going to be. It's not going to be a next gen anything else. It's
Well, we
Doom.
do know what this next Doom is, and that's really, really awesome that they're going like in a different direction. Instead of the more space marine Doom guy, they're going medieval with it. And I'm really sad that they lost their former composer, but I hope they get someone good that can bring home the metal while you're just going through like fighting medieval demons. It sounds awesome to me.
I've seen some like people do interviews about it, and it sounds like a riot. And
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear more.
Music director Jack Black. That would be awesome.
Oh, dude.
He has been busy lately.
Just like going and fucking shooting everything. I'm here for it.
Yeah, his schedule's been pretty busy lately. So
You
that'd be
ain't
funny as
wrong.
hell.
That man's a workhorse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Ben, you got any thoughts on Doom in particular?
Doom? Nah, like
Not one
y'all
of
might
yours?
be surprised. You guys might be surprised.
Uh-huh.
But like, I'm only waiting for one game to come out, and early access is at the end of this month.
Dead or Alive Volleyball 3.
I wish, but
Close.
Team Ninja haven't put one of those out in years.
Close. Like, all that stuff sounds awesome, but I've literally only played like one video game. One or
Yes,
two
you
video games
do.
over the past
All
3
right,
years.
all right. We'll pass it over to you then, and then I have like a list of just ones that we can shotgun until we're out of time.
Oh god,
So
yeah.
Okay.
go ahead.
There's
I already know exactly what you're about to go on about. Tell us what you're excited for, Ben.
That is
Final
correct.
Fantasy 14 Dawn Trail.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, should have saw that coming.
How did you not? Like,
That is
early
correct.
access is at the end of this month.
Yes.
If you pre-order it, you can check into it on the 28th. It's going to be awesome. I'm so
Their
excited.
site
What
wants
else
to
we
work.
Hey, it always works when it needs to work.
So
Not what
this
I
is
always
a
say.
large expansion for Final Fantasy XIV that is a
Yeah.
continuation after a wrap of the main narrative, if I'm not correct. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Like, they wrapped up their 10 years worth of story in Endwalker
Yes.
2.5 years ago. So this is the launch of the next decade worth of storytelling in this MMO.
Now,
And so it's one.
you got me playing a little bit of this. You got me playing a little bit of Final Fantasy XIV. Not a lot, but I've put in probably a good 40 hours at least already on it. What are some things that might draw people to getting into Final Fantasy XIV that aren't already into it? Because there's some really good reasons to jump into it now.
Well, there is a full meme trope of this whole thing where there's a free expand. Like, the game is free up to level 70. It's a free trial. Your one character can be all the classes in the game. There's systems in place to help you ease into group content, to teach you your roles, stuff like that. You can, like I said, your one character can be one of the 19 plus classes and do whatever you want to do in this thing. And it's free. You can do the core game and the first 2 expansions. They've even talked about putting Shadowbringers into the free trial
Ooh, that'd be cool.
because of Shadowbringers was groundbreaking, award-winning. It was incredible. So if you like a good story, and you never hear people really like, yeah, I play an MMO for the story. Like,
Yeah.
it's good. The mechanics are fantastic. The game is made by fans of the MMO genre. So there's something in there for everybody.
It is
check it
a
out.
very fun
It's
game.
really good.
I will say one of the selling points right now as well, though, is the fact that this game is already beautiful. It is a gorgeous game to just walk around with. But with this new expansion, there's an update on them graphics.
And they just showed the new benchmark this week, like today, I think, either today or yesterday. The new benchmark went live to show the new graphics updates. They actually showed the benchmark a couple of months ago, and they actually got some negative feedback for it.
Oh yeah,
and here's how awesome the developers are. They're like, okay, we hear you. We're going to fix it. Here is the new benchmark. Let us know what you think. And to show you how awesome these guys are, Yoshi P, the director, was like, the producer and director of this whole thing, was like, I pushed the release back a week because of the Elden Ring DLC.
Yeah.
And there is a clip of him saying this on stage at one of the cons, and you hear the crowd just bust out laughing because he's a gamer too.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'll give you guys 1 week to get through the expansion for Elden Ring. And he goes, and then I'll see you all in Dawn Trail. Like, they encourage you to play other games. They want you to. They know what it's like. They know there's content droughts. They know what it is. The fact that they respect your time that much while asking for you to pay a monthly subscription if you go all in, I'm sold. I'm sold. The support there is just, I can get behind that. That's good enough for me.
I think that the complaint that they were getting is there's not enough beard options for Lullafell. Like, that's the biggest travesty with that game.
Play Shadowbringers and you'll find some beards.
I play as a little potato creature in that game. So, Final Fantasy 14, guys. Do you guys got any thoughts of it before we move on?
Give it to me. Give me shit.
No,
I'm used to it.
From what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. And I haven't been in the Final Fantasy world in a long time, but this is making me want to get back into it, at least for a little bit. So, definitely going to be checking it out upon official release.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
J-Rod, you got any Final Fantasy love in you?
Not really.
Yeah, you're not an MMO guy, or just not into this one?
I just haven't played Final Fantasy since like 10 or 11.
Oh, well, then you're going to love this next news, because the Final Fantasy VII remix could very well be coming to PC. That's one of the rumors right now. So if you were a fan back then for Final Fantasy VII, that might be coming, the remix that I've heard amazing things about. I played about an hour or two into the first one. Those games are hella long, so I have to feel really committed to it. But any love for those ports potentially coming to PC? Because I'm gonna be shotgunning these ones while we race to the end, guys. So just chime in if it's something you've got an opinion about.
All right, I got my Google up.
Oh, all right. No words.
No.
Okay, we're moving on to Once Human. Now, this game, yes, this game looks awesome. And I'm hoping that we're going to hear more about it. Potentially, I'm really, really hoping that we're going to get a release date, because they told us Q3 of this year. This is a survival horror MMO. Think Fallout 76 if it was made better. Like, that's kind of what it looks like to me. Like, it's got really good like team mechanics to it, and it's got one huge selling factor that is always awesome. It's free, and all of the things that you could pay for in it are cosmetic only. So no pay to win on this. Huge seller for me. You guys, any thoughts on Once Human?
Oh yeah. I've seen some gameplay for it. I've seen some people beta test it, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. It looks really smooth. It looks like it's not just a straight linear game like a lot of these games that are coming out right now.
Mm-hmm.
So super excited for it.
I love some of the world bosses in it too. There's a giant bus with human arms for legs.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now.
Yeah, isn't that sick?
Yeah, no, this game looks like fun, and I've already sent a message to my friends, and I'm like, this is coming out later this year. Like, this might be a good group activity.
So basically what we're saying is stay tuned.
We used to play, yeah, stay tuned.
Because we're probably going to end up playing this.
We all used to play Call of Duty together, and I'm Call of Duty now.
Yeah. I feel bad, though, that you guys are playing this game with me, because I'm awful at shooters. So I'm sorry for whoever I'm on a team with. You'll make up for it. Okay, cool. I'm really good at building and stuff, but I can't shoot for nothing. That's a lie. I play a hunting simulator a few times a week with Jared. All right.
My main game is Rust.
Yeah, it's called
so
Red Dead.
I can make up for it.
For us, it's Hunting Simulator.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the next one, which actually got a lot of news last weekend, is Monster Hunter Wilds. This game looks so cool.
Yes.
It's Monster Hunter, bigger open world. You still got to mount like the last one. It's Monster Hunter. What more do you really need to know? It looks better than the last one, but they all look amazing. Monster Hunter love, guys. Any thoughts on Monster Hunter Wilds? Any
Yes.
features that you guys have seen that you want to talk about?
Yeah, I saw a news article about it not too long ago, and people wanted to turn it into a dating Sims, and I find it hilarious as hell. But it looks really clean. I love the Monster Hunter games. I played it on deployment on a PSP, and the Switch and stuff like that. I had a blast with it.
Nice.
I like interactive games where when you're fighting a monster, you kind of think about what you're damaging and stuff like that to get the parts you're looking for with the RNG aspect to it. So
you
it's a
study
game
the
that
animal and their habitat. I really love it because all of the progression of the different creatures makes sense to that biome. It's very similar to like what Ben is doing with his series of trying to add logic to the evolution of the creatures.
Yep, and it's not a straight linear
Thank you for that.
weapon path either, because you can choose your different classes, and every class has its own advantages and
Power Up
disadvantages.
Buck is watching Hunting Simulator. It's what we've been doing with it. It's like the whole Buckman bunch. We just hunt all the time.
It is. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm probably going to sink at least 100 hours into the game at a minimum.
I'll be there with
So-
you. I really love Monster Hunter, and the fact that I'll have some people to jump into it this time means I'm going to love it because those games are
And
so much
I
better.
wanted to play the
Point.
last one with you, but we had so many games we were playing, and we were really into the 5M at the time. Every time I see Monster Hunter, I'm like, that looks like a game I'd get into.
Oh, yeah.
the
You think the
animation
hunting we're doing in
looks
Red Dead is intense, dude. Like I'm excited for it. Ben, you got some love for Monster Hunter before we move on?
Oh god, yeah. Like I like the Monster Hunter Story series, which is actually getting a remake, remaster for the PS4 and Switch. So the Monster Hunter Stories and Stories 2 is coming out. So like I'm enjoying that. I'm looking forward to Wilds. However, unless it's on PS4, I'll have to miss out this one. On this one.
Ooh,
Like
I don't
said,
know if
hours.
it's going to PS4. I mean, a lot of things still are though, so there's a pretty good chance you'll be safe.
So
We gotta
we'll
get
see.
you
might have-
PC
you
gaming
might have to-
eventually.
Yeah, you might have to get a PC or upgrade your 10-year-old console. That
Yeah,
might
it's
be-
it's time.
Nope, it's
If
only
y'all want us to-
PS5, Series
So
X,
everyone go and
Series S,
support
Windows.
Iado's Tamer so that way Ben can finally get out of the Stone Age with the systems.
Hey, I have my PS2, so I don't want to hear that. I still play my PS2.
Yeah, that's
go to
different.
Royal Road.
That's different.
RoyalRoad.com.
We have most of the systems here, but we also have the newer ones. That's the difference. You
Yeah.
got a PC
I like those
though.
boards.
You have a gaming
That's
PC.
true.
That means you're
Like
already
that
ahead of the
is
curve.
That's
That
nice.
means that you're awesome.
All right, so jumping
That is
down from
correct.
there, I'd had hopes, but I have heard that there's gonna be no discussion, sadly, of the Sega games that I was hoping for, meaning Crazy Taxi remake, Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe. They're in development, but not going to be talked about this weekend, sadly. Just wanted to put that out there for anyone that was excited about it, like myself, that got their heart broken. Star Wars games. Do you guys have any that you're excited for? Outlaw, possibly. You know, I'm excited that we are finally getting out of the EA era of Star Wars. Yeah, because they had exclusivity and they no longer do. Are there any Star Wars games you guys are looking for that you've heard about? Because there's
So
a
the last
bunch.
Star Wars game I played was Force Unleashed for the Wii. So
Wow. So are you not much of a Star Wars fan then, or is it just?
I am, but I got heartbroken because of I played Battlefield and I did not like it, and I couldn't do it. I
That
dropped
last
it.
one was so bad.
I couldn't. I can't justify putting my money
Like-
towards a system like that.
Yeah. All right, Ben, what you got?
Star Wars Outlaws.
That's what I said. Yeah, Star Wars Outlaw.
Yes.
This looks so good.
Yes. Like it is fantastic.
Oh.
I mean, I am so excited for it. I'm so excited that I cannot play it. Like it's a thing because I am in the Stone Age, and you all should support Iado's Tamers so I can get out of the Stone Age,
Right.
just so I can play Star Wars Outlaws. That's how excited I am for that game.
I will
remember when
say
they-
the graphics look
years ago.
so good.
Like the fact that I was like, I don't have to be a Jedi and can enjoy the Star Wars
Right.
world. Yes, let's do it.
That was
Let's
why
do it.
I enjoyed that Cassian Andor show so much, because it
Yes.
doesn't always have to be about Jedi. We've seen the Jedi. We've seen the Sith. Show us the rest of the universe and what makes it interesting to be
Yeah.
in.
Well,
It
to be
looks
fair,
fun.
that
I'm
was
watching the
that was
gameplay right
Shadows
now.
of the Empire. You know, that was
Yeah.
that game.
So,
Yeah.
which one was Shadows of the
Shadows of the Empire. That's where you're Dash Rendar, the
Yep.
bounty hunter, or not? Oh, he's not. He's a smuggler, not necessarily a bounty hunter. But
I can't remember. It's been forever.
Yeah.
We did get news that they are still moving forward with the KOTOR remake. So there was some scarce news for a while there because it did get changed hands.
It's in a new studio's hands now.
It's a new studio, but they did say that they are still moving forward with it. So anybody that was worried, who knows? Maybe they'll drop a trailer or something. I don't think it's anywhere close to done, but maybe we'll hear something this weekend about it. Any more Star Wars before we move on? Because we got some more cool stuff to talk about.
Let's go.
All right, Power World news. They've already said they're going to be at the Games Fest. So if you enjoy Power World, we're probably going to find out an actual date and stuff for all of those new pals, areas, and multiplayer. I mean the PvP being added. Any quick thoughts on Power World? Anybody
It's my
coming back
favorite
to it?
slavery simulator.
Same.
Never
Right
got
next
it.
to Oddworld. Oddworld had just a slight edge up on it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
Power World is on my wish list, but I'm still waiting for it to go on sale.
I love
So-
that we're actually bringing up Oddworld like anybody remembers those games.
Oh yeah, that was a whole thing. That was
Yeah.
a popular game series.
It was, and then they, like,
Oddworld and
disappeared.
Abe's Exodus or whatever, Odyssey or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So let's move on to. There is a big rumor. In fact, it's one that a lot of people are saying are confirmed. I never like
Ben's
to buy
not wearing
in.
pants.
He probably isn't. Ben, why aren't you wearing pants? No, they're talking about a potential Xbox handheld coming out.
Okay.
Yeah, and it makes sense. It is Microsoft, so they should have their equivalent to like the Steam Deck, So it makes sense. I wouldn't buy one, but I get it. Any of you guys have any interest in something like that, or shocked hearing about this news?
Well, something I've
shocked.
heard about the Xbox is I know they were talking about coming out with their discless Xbox series, but I didn't know they were coming out with a handheld.
Yeah,
Yeah, well,
I'm-
well, they're trying to be more of a publisher than a. They're trying to go the route of Steam a little bit with their stuff. So
yeah, they're
it
like the
surprises
Netflix of
me.
gaming.
because I've been thinking that we've seen the last of an Xbox console. Like that's what I predicted. So this is not technically a console, but what it does is it makes their live service more available for their Xbox Pass.
Yeah. Their Game Pass is phenomenal, by the way. Anyone that like is looking for some games, not only for their Xbox, but also their mobile and their PC, it's a fantastic deal with a lot of amazing games on it. I have it.
Especially if you got young people in the house and you got a game system and you don't want to constantly be having to like buy more games. It's like, hey, you got plenty of games on there to play. Like you get a new game on your birthday or something.
It
You know,
definitely
like,
makes sense.
so many to download.
So
Right.
And that's mostly what for a while that's what I was using it for. I had the cousins and stuff that would come over that were younger, and I'd be like, just download anything that says free. Have fun.
Okay, so since we're already on the topic of Microsoft, there's a big rumor that Gear 6 is getting a bunch of information this weekend. Anybody
did
hyped
see
for that
something like
one?
see, I'm a fan of the Gear series.
So am I.
wasn't a big fan of the last one. In my personal opinion, it was kind of lackluster, but I have hope for it.
Yeah. I like that it's a more tactical shooter than a lot of the other ones that become popular, because I'm not good at running and gunning. I just gets me too anxious and stuff. But a game that I can actually sit and think about what I'm doing a bit more like that. Not to mention that, but it's also co-op. I'm not going to play, if I play it, I probably won't play a whole lot of multiplayer at all. I would much rather go through the co-op and play with my buds. But hey, J-Rod, we actually just talked about Gears earlier today, and that's why I actually wanted to bring this one up. Any thoughts on this?
So yeah, we were just talking about we want to be able to play a game where we could, co-op it out and go through the storyline at the same time. That's not just like a run around deal.
Yeah.
I'm excited. Anything new Gears coming out, you know what I mean? Is I'm into it.
Yeah. Did you play any of the Gears games, Ben?
I didn't. I really didn't get too into video games till around PlayStation 2.
Mm.
So we're talking like Dragon Ball Z Budokai, fight them, beat them up. I actually didn't even get into first person shooters until I got a PS3. So
Well,
so Black Ops 6 announcement was kind of like,
Yeah.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that because it's during our time frame that we can relate to the new Black Ops. So
I will
the
say that
90s.
there is a new Dragon Ball Z Budokai style game coming out. So for anyone that was a fan of those style games, we might even get some information about that. I don't know if Bandai Namco will be there this weekend, but if they are, I would say there's a pretty good chance that they'll end up talking about it, because those Dragon Ball Z fighting games back in the day on the PlayStation 2, even if you weren't into Dragon Ball Z, were just really well made fighting games. So I'm excited about that one. Anybody else hyped about that? Just old school fighter Dragon Ball Z?
I am, because I am in love with the Dragon Ball Z games. Can't stand the show, love the games.
That's fair. The games are a different breed.
It is. It's so much fun.
All right, so I'm gonna throw it on over to the next one, which is Skate. It's been getting a lot of information online coming out about it. There's a recent beta test that they did.
4?
Yeah, it's Skate 4, but it's titled Skate with a period at the end of it is what they're calling it, as kind of a reboot to the series, because it's been a long time since Skate 3. And it's looking like it's going to be one of those live service style games. You're going to be able to skate around like a large world, and it's even going to be cross progression. So if you play it on your phone, yes, there's going to be a mobile version of it, and then jump onto your PC or console to play it. It'll have that cross progression, and which hopefully means most games that have that also have cross play, which is always a big fan. Like, I'm always a big fan of that because I game on PC primarily, but I do have a lot of friends that only game on console. So any interest in Skate, guys?
A little bit. You
Well,
know, next time I'm bored and don't have any money, I can hang out and play that instead of going anywhere.
Yeah, it's actually kind of.
Because that's what I used to do back in the day when I play Tony Hawk and Skate and all
I
that
would
stuff.
say it's giving me big Tony Hawk vibes.
Right. And that's the thing. I'm a big fan of skating games. Like I've been playing a good bit of Cyberpunk, which is a really fun skating game. You know, so
Have you played it? Have you played Skate before, Shorty? Just the game Skate?
I have a little bit, but not as much as I did Tony Hawk.
Because Tony Hawk's more of an arcadey feel.
Yeah.
Whereas Skate it's not fully realistic, but they're trying to tone down the outrageous.
The
it's not
Yeah.
Sessions level. Sessions is like so precise that you have to like each of your joysticks is a different leg, and you have to like hit the like rail perfectly balanced and everything. It's intense. Like I enjoy playing it a little bit, but usually I get too frustrated to stick with it. But this is a good happy medium between those two. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I don't think we're getting any Kingdom Hearts news this weekend, but I could be hopeful, right? They are they did announce they're coming to Steam. I know that, you know, at least Shorty is excited for the next Kingdom Hearts, but I don't think that there's much chance that we're going to hear much about it this weekend, unfortunately.
Probably not, but it'd still be nice.
Yeah,
Just
but
get a little bit of a teaser.
One thing that is supposed to be getting dropped, and this is coming from some leaks, a new Banjo-Kazooie game.
Ooh.
Yeah, that spark
That'd be
any
interesting to
interest?
see.
What y'all guys feeling on the Banjo-Kazooie franchise, and would you play another one?
I would play another one.
Hell
It's definitely
yeah.
throwback, and I'd like to see what they do with the next gen, graphics and stuff like that. Anytime they've ported these platformers over and redone them, and like for a while it wasn't so good. Like I'd say like around that PS3, Xbox 360 era when they're trying to get old platformers and bring them up as like a new thing. It was kind of all right, you know, some of the Sonic games.
Yeah,
Now,
that was a
of
dark
Sonic.
age for Sonic, actually.
It's like, dude, like now I think platformers are going to make a real big comeback because like they've broken down a lot of barriers in gaming, and now people are like, I just want to play a game that's fun. I don't care how big it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I was really into the Spyro remake, and I love Spyro in general. So this I would be really happy with playing and sinking a lot of time in. It's a good comfort game.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if they make it, you know, because that was the thing about that game at its time when it came out. Games like Spyro the Dragon and Banjo-Kazooie they were visually appealing. They were colorful. They had a lot of stuff going on, and they were quirky.
Right?
And I think people are ready for that kind of stuff to come back rather than a
Oh, yeah.
challenge
Oh,
to
yeah.
see who can make the most
I'm not worried about like the highest
yeah.
Well,
like graphic games.
I
just
think
want
the
something
last
that
two
looks
Zelda
nice and
games are
plays smooth.
testament to that as well, though. The last two Zelda games had a far more cartoony aesthetic while still keeping a lot of the good visuals.
Power Up Punk says, yeah, it's time for platformers to make their comeback.
I agree. I'm down. Like
I would be happy with that.
Conker's remake, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Now, I demand it, Rare. All right, so we got one more that I want to bring up. One more, and that is the PSVR 2 getting PC compatibility, apparently. They are talking about, for anyone that knows, the PSVR 2 didn't do that great on the market. It was not a good time in the world, let alone this country, for people to be having that access spending when it came out, and there wasn't a whole lot going on in the VR world that got people hyped for it. But if you have the capability to also have it crossing with your PC games, doing things like VR chat, Beat Sabers, all that fun stuff, I think that it would give a revitalize the VR 2's lifespan. Any thoughts on that, on the PSVR 2 getting PC support?
So I'd be excited for that because I tested the PSVR system before it was released and it was choppy then.
Mm.
So I'd be pretty excited to see how it's improved and how PC is going to take it to an improvement.
Yeah.
I've seen a little bit of, just from what I've been advertised on, because I used to play a little bit of VR. So they're starting to get battle royale games down to where they have more people in it, because they had one back in the day that where it was like 10 people could be in it. So it's not really that impressive.
Yeah.
I think up to like 50 people in a VR battle royale map. And then now that computer graphics cards are more accelerated and you have that compatibility, you're not limited to the hardware functionality that's in the helmet itself. You can harness the graphic capabilities of your PC to run high definition into your eyes. The only thing about that is it does process everything twice, right? So you got to have a pretty decent graphics card to really get the benefit out of that. You can't go on there with like a 960 or something and expect great results.
Yeah,
very fair, very fair. All right, any last words on the PSVR 2 before we sign things out for the day, guys?
Just one quick thought with that. Like I want to like echo what J-Rod is saying there, because how you was alluding to the idea that this could be the last Xbox that we're seeing, it's interesting to see this shift that these so-called console wars seem to be coming to an end. Yeah. Like if we're not going to get another Xbox, we're seeing PlayStation finally moving VR stuff to PC. I mean, hell, even Final Fantasy 14 finally allowed cross-platform to include Xbox this year.
They've been moving a lot of the PlayStation stuff over to PC lately as well.
And they're releasing Xbox exclusives over on PlayStation.
Yeah.
So they're wanting to be more of like, we need people to buy these games. We need people to subscribe to our service. So it's not only the games that are going to get ported over. You're going to start seeing Nintendo's service on Xbox. You're going to start seeing Xbox's service on PlayStation and Nintendo. And then they released that handheld. And ideally, they want to get as many people partnered up in that so that it'll become like a bundle or something like where everybody's going to get paid. So I think the way of the console is going away because now they're able to rely on, like live service and running off of servers instead of people having to have this badass PC. Now you could stream the game in. So there's people that like in major cities and suburbs, you could get 1,000 gigabit internet.
Yeah, like it's
right.
It's incredible to see that we're moving away from this physical hardware competition and we're going into the second streaming age of video games now.
I think you're going to start seeing TV more. There's actually, I think Samsung or somebody or Sony makes one.
I'm pretty sure Samsung has already put one out.
Yeah, but you're going to see more of that where the TV is going to be Steam compatible, Xbox compatible, PlayStation Store, Nintendo compatible. And then you just got to buy a controller that links up to that TV that's compatible with it. And then you could just subscribe to whichever services you want.
We're going to be getting the video game streaming wars that we're currently getting with like the TV show streaming wars, essentially. Netflix is already looking into it themselves of having different games. It's just so far they've mostly been useless mobile games.
Yeah, like it's weird though, because how are they going to try to take on Steam when the Steam Deck isn't the Steam Deck powered by a Windows operating system?
Well, that's kind of the thing is, yeah. And if they make their own, I mean, they're like, oh, that thing's doing really well. Let's put out our
now,
version.
why do you think Nintendo and PlayStation and Xbox are probably going to team up?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I'm just saying, it's awesome to see. I mean, Xbox is going to be double dipping.
Now, I
Microsoft's
know
double
that
dipping
Xbox has been in talks with Nintendo for quite some
Already.
time.
Yeah.
The only way they could counter that is if PlayStation all of a sudden said, hey, we're going to team up with Steam. Sorry, guys.
Well, Xbox has always been a hard sell in Japan, so I think that that's one of the reasons that they're very heartily trying to team up with Nintendo. Smart move on their part, by the way.
But now, it kind of just entered my head what you're talking about, Ben. You said Steam Deck is powered by Windows.
Mm-hmm.
I see the conflict of interest now. Like I thought you were saying that it was my brain just finally calculated what you were trying to say. Is that
it's double dipping, like
Microsoft
dipping there, man. So I mean, if I was operating that stuff and I had my operating system in my competitor, now wanting to compete, there's no competition.
Yeah.
Well, most people don't know this either because they're not complete dorks, but they don't know this that that consoles, whether it be Nintendo or Microsoft Xbox or PlayStation, they lose money on those consoles. That's why you wonder, like, if they have all this graphical power, why can I go buy an Xbox for $400? But a computer that competes with that is going to run me $1,000 or more just for the tower.
Yeah, it's the game sales that matter.
And so what it is the game companies lose on that console sale. They actually are basically giving you under the cost of making it to buy it because they want you to buy those game licenses.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and now it's going to be a complete digital format. They're already showing it. Digital's working. It's going to be, I will be amazed to watch these prices of these games start skyrocketing.
They're already $70.
The prices of the games can actually go down if they actually went away from all these consoles and they went to like a unified Windows-based type system.
Yeah.
And they just said, look, it's Xbox or it's PlayStation. They don't have to worry about being compatible with the console. They got to be worried about being compatible with the network.
And if you're cutting out the middleman of the distribution as well, that also should be cutting a lot of the costs. I'm sorry, but when I'm buying something off of the PlayStation store, it should be cheaper than buying it from Walmart because we cut out the middleman.
Don't confuse what I said, though. I said the cost will go down. That doesn't mean the price of the game will go down.
Fair.
Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
The cost of produce, we might get better games is what I'm getting.
Right.
Yeah, hopefully.
I hope so. But the thing is, we have no competition, therefore I have no need to drive my price down.
Fair. All right, so we've already went a little bit over the time though, guys. So that's what we're feeling about what we might be seeing. Hopefully we'll be seeing. We are praying that we will hopefully see some of these things this weekend. Let us know in the comments what you're hoping to see and maybe tell us some of the rumors you've been hearing. Hoping that maybe see. Yeah, come back next week. We're going to talk about it. But yeah, so that is our show for today, guys. Thank you so much for showing up again to the Inner Geekdom podcast. We're going to go a quick roundabout so that way everybody can give their shout outs once again. Shorty, we'll start again with you.
Cool. Shorty Mafia. You can find me at Twitch at Shorty Mafia. You can find me in the Red Dead server as Ala Michael. I'm a blacksmith, so if you need commissions, look me up in Valentine. Yeah, that's really about it. I don't got really anything going on right now besides those two things.
Gucci man. J-Rod, you up?
That is correct.
Is it correct?
It is correct. So yeah, you can find me on TikTok at JRod_live. And you can also listen to my music. I got a bunch of stuff released under my name, Jared Gideon. And then I also have the FAPS. And just a whole bunch of stuff. A letter of warning. I've been rock and rolling my whole life, baby, and you've been missing out.
Yeah.
Go listen to that stuff on everywhere that music is streaming.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna pass it on over to Bennifer. That's still your nickname.
Yeah. Guys, thank you so much for having me. This has been awesome. This has really been awesome. It's making me get that itch to jump back into Final Fantasy again. Thank you. But no. Check out Iados Tamers. I shared the link again in chat. It's I check it out. If you guys like it, great.
Road.
If you don't like it, great. Just leave a review, leave comments, whatever we can do to get the algorithm going on Royal Road to get more traction, more attention.
RoyalRoad.com.
RoyalRoad.com.
www.
Iados Tamers. or just click this wonderful link and it will take you directly to it. And it would be awesome to have you guys checking it out, following it. Also, come find us on Artificer Alley's Twitch channel. We have Fallout currently happening on Mondays. We have the Eidos Tamers campaign taking place on Wednesdays. We even have some awesome upcoming campaigns. We got Lancer Tabletop RPG coming in July. We have Marvel Multiverse coming in. We have some awesome stuff coming down the pipeline. We have some more TCG stuff coming in to check out on Mondays. We also have Tales from a Square Table beginning to take off on Mondays and Wednesdays. So come check it out. We'd love to have you guys in the chat. Give our guys a hard time, myself included. Just come say hey. It'd be awesome to have you.
Yes, sir. And of course, for those that haven't been paying attention, I'm Rune. You can find me here a lot of the times, and if not here, over on Artificer Alley. I play Fallout on Mondays, and a lot of the times I'm actually behind the camera for the other shows. But I have actually been on I've been on our Monday show playing a little bit of Arkham Horror with our resident John. He's a very cool guy, so make sure that you're coming and seeing that one. I think we've been starting that one around noon. Of course, we've got Fallout on Mondays, 8 p.m. EST. Jerd's on that one sometimes.
He said whore.
Oh, but yeah, so make sure that you're going and checking us out there. We play a lot of Red Dead over here. And don't forget this Sunday, 30 minutes after the Hot D ends, the podcast about it starts, House of the Dragon. Make sure that you come and check out our thoughts of House of the Dragon. Like I said, 30 minutes after the show ends, we're going to be doing a lot more discussions coming up soon. We have other shows such as The Boys and The Rings of Power a little bit further down the road than that. So make sure that you're staying tuned to hear our thoughts on those things. And as always, you guys have yourself a beautiful day.